Hello YouTube, Droid Freak here, and in this video I'm going to show you my compact and simple villager trading hall. When villagers are piped into your hall via water stream, they will fall into cells where you can trade with them. If a cell is already occupied, they will pass over it and move on to the next cell. If a villager has a particularly bad trade, or a particularly ugly face, they can be ejected by right-clicking on a trapdoor, where they will be sent on a short water ride into lava. Likewise, if all the cells are full, the villagers will travel across the top until they reach the pit that leads down into lava. There are two versions of this design. My favorite version uses sticky pistons, but there's also a version which uses regular pistons, and some extra redstone. Now let's get on with the tutorial. For each villager cell with the sticky piston design, you'll need a sticky piston, 6 fences, either nether brick or regular fences, 2 cobblestone walls or mossy cobblestone walls, 2 solid blocks, 5 blocks of your choice, 1 redstone repeater, 1 trapdoor, and 1 pressure plate. For the regular piston design, you'll need 1 piston, 6 fences, 2 cobblestone walls, 3 solid blocks, 4 blocks of your choice, 2 redstone repeaters, a piece of redstone dust, a trapdoor, and a pressure plate. In addition, you're going to want a few more fences, a few more blocks, some signs, a bit of water either as buckets or as ice, and that's about it. No fancy materials required for this build, just a little bit of redstone and a little bit of blocks. Alright guys, we're ready to build this thing. I'm going to build it in survival just to give you an idea of what it would be like if you built it in survival. So, here we go. First thing that you want to do is place down your fences in the wrong spots. You want to place down the fences to form a series of diagonal squares like this. Each one of these squares is going to be one of your villager holding cells. So keep that in mind. I've got 5 so far, that's 6. I'll just extend it out to 8 so we get a nice big specimen to demonstrate with. Now, the next thing that you'll want to do is dig down underneath each one of these. Like so. Yep. Watch out for the larger fence hitboxes in the middle. You're just going to want to dig out the space underneath your fences so that the villagers have a place to fall to when you click the trapdoors. So just clear all this grass and dirt out of there. And just because, I'll go pick up all the blocks. It'd be helpful to have ender pearls, and it would probably be helpful to have feather falling armor as well. Now, once you've cleared out the space underneath your fences, you're going to want to grab your trapdoors and place those along the side that you want the inside of your hall to be, so to speak. The side that you want to stand on. Because obviously you wouldn't want to like jump over that thing to try and right-click the trapdoor. Once you've got those trapdoors in place, you're going to want to pull out your pressure plates and place them on the opposite side. Just like that, not on the ground, but right on top of each of these fences on the other side. Once you have done that, you can get started on your redstone. You're going to want a block coming off of each of these pressure plates. Does not matter whether you go this way or that way. I decided to go this way. Now you'll want to grab a repeater and put it on top of each one of those blocks. Now if you're doing the sticky piston design, you're going to want to put a block behind each of those repeaters, a sticky piston on top of that block, and a block of your choice after each of those sticky pistons, like so. If you're building the non-sticky piston design, I wish I had jump boost. If you're building the non-sticky piston design, then you want to also put a block on there, except this time you're going to want to put 2 blocks after each one of those repeaters. On the blocks directly after the repeaters, you put redstone dust, and on the other blocks, you place redstone repeaters, which can be facing in or out. Either way works. It's not matter. I prefer to place them facing in so that they don't actually receive power. Because the only purpose of these redstone repeaters, it should be a regular piston. Place your pistons right there. The only purpose of those redstone repeaters is simply to turn these bits of redstone, and I really need jump boost. Okay, that's much better. Now I can actually jump around. So as I was saying, the only reason why these repeaters are here is because this redstone wants to form into a dot, and if it's a dot, then it will power both of these pistons. And we only want it to power one of these pistons. So we put that repeater there in order to make sure that it's a line and it powers this piston. So that's why those repeaters are there. That's why you need the extra repeaters. Once you've got your redstone in place, you're going to want to hop up 2 blocks above your main row of fences and place some more fences. Now it might be difficult getting back up there. It'd be helpful to have jump boost for sure when you're building this. Now you want to bring these fences across directly above the fences down below. So just copy the pattern of fences down below to get a nice pattern of diagonal squares once more. Now, above each of these diagonal squares, you're going to want to take your cobblestone walls and place them on the 2 corners that are not along the center of the row. So that'd be here and here. You'll notice that if you're in survival mode, you can't actually walk. Whoops. I mean, if you don't have jump boost, you won't be able to traverse around here anymore because these cobblestone walls block you from walking through and make it extremely easy to fall down that hole. So don't fall down in that hole like I keep doing. Anyways, you want to place those cobblestone walls above the corners like so. It can be simply done with some trash blocks that you picked up out of the ground. Now, I assume that you're probably going to want to bring your villagers into this trading hall from a water elevator, from an underground breeding cell of some sort. So, bring your water elevator up next to the end of the trading hall. Make sure that you have signs on the layer directly below the top. And go ahead and put a water block on the far side of the water elevator so that it flows out across the fences here. Now when it peters out at the end there, you want to place fences below cobblestone walls like that. And you're going to want to place another water block right there. Now if you're placing it with water buckets, you're going to have to place down a block first to place it against, because you can't place water against fences. But it shouldn't be that big of a deal. And if you want to, you can of course replace those fences with signs. I just think that the fences look better in that situation, so I decided to put fences there. It does not matter at all whether those are fences or signs. Oh, and I forgot to delete those from the last take. But yes, you would put fences at the end of it. Again, it would be... Oh, it would peter out at the end on the 2 sides like that again, and you'd have to fill in the side blocks with fences and place water again. But you don't want to quite place that water yet. I don't have a silk touch. You don't want to place the water at the end yet, because it will just flood everything, because you haven't made a place at the end yet. What you want to do is dig down right about here, would be good, and create a fall to your death pit where the villagers die. Nope. Where the villagers die at least 16 blocks away from you. Away from any player, that is. So you just want to make it fairly deep and put lava at the bottom, or just make it deep enough that the villagers instantly die. Either way works, just make a deep hole to kill villagers in. Not a big deal. And you're going to want to put glass around it so it looks nice, and you're going to want to waste some glass because that's always fun. And you're probably going to want to run out of glass at some point because you forgot to give yourself enough glass in creative mode. Yeah, that would be cool too. Oh look, I magically have more glass via the magic of video editing. And there's a little "your game mode has been updated" thing in the chat. Not obvious at all. But yeah, you're gonna want to build up this glass tube, or wherever else you want to make it out of. Obviously, it does not have to be glass, but I mean, I like the looks of glass, and it helps you guys see what's going on better. So once, well, that's an issue, and this is why I have a water bucket. Anyways, once you have dug your pit, you want to put signs below the last block and those blocks at the sides, like so, so that when you place this water, it flows one block over the pit and stops. You're going to want to do a very similar thing down here. Probably want to grab some ender pearls to actually get down there. And you're going to want to set up a system of water down here. Now, one thing that I've noticed about this farm is if your breeding cell is nearby to it, then the villagers in the breeding cell, the villagers in the cells occasionally breed. So you probably don't really want that. The good news is the babies actually fall off of the trapdoors and end up down here. But that means that you have to make sure that when the babies grow up, they actually get moved by the water. So you can't use any of that fence trickery that I used up the top. You have to actually make sure that there is water on every single block, like this. So when the water reaches its end, you put 2 signs off to the sides, and another sign out in the middle, like that, and everything just works. It's a little complicated the way that I do that. I should probably try and do that again for demonstration purposes. So let me fill that in and do it again, just to make sure that I covered that well, because I sort of powered through it. So you want to figure out where the 2 ends of the water are, if there are 2. If there's only 1, then you would just place it after the end of the water. But you want to have 2 signs off to the sides, then you want to place a sign on that block right there, from standing over here, or likewise that block over there. And then you want to click on the side of that block to place a sign above the block where I'm standing in right now. So the block that my head is inside is where this sign is. And that sign is not necessary. Then you want to place water off in these 2 side blocks, like so. Smash the ice, or just place water blocks with water buckets, either way. And then repeat the process over here, except that this is going to be your pit right here. So you're going to want to place a sign below and signs off to the side like you did above, so that when the water reaches the end, it only hangs 1 block off the edge, same as it did above. Once you've set up the water above and below, you are done. Well, except for the infinite village breeder, which would be below this water bit, but I'm not going to cover that with this tutorial, partly because it's changing drastically in 1.8. So if you're building this for version 1.7 or earlier, you can use Tango Tech's Infinite Adult Village Breeder. It's a very nice tutorial. I will put a link to that up on the screen, but that will be broken in version 1.8. So I plan on making my own Infinite Village Breeder for 1.8. That link will be up on the screen if I have made it yet, which I haven't as of recording this, so it will be up sometime, I believe. Anyways, this is the Villager Trading Hall tutorial. Let me just get myself up inside of there using water bucket climbing. So you sort of do a quick demonstration to assure you that this design that I built actually works the same as the earlier design. You swim along here, dip down. Now if you're a villager, you would more often actually fall when you dip down like this and get stuck with either a piston head or a block above your head, and you would not be able to escape unless you have a pickaxe, which you do not if you are a villager. So villagers get stuck in there, and if I don't like their faces, then they get to fall down. And that's about it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you guys for watching.